Hey guys, I'm going to show how I made the Geode, is it Geode? I'm not even really sure, but anyways, the bath bomb with like the little salt kind of thing that makes it look like a crystal, like a fancy, crystal or whatever. It got a lot of, good response and stuff. This one had just cracked, like the bottom had cracked off, and I thought, well, I'm going to try it out because I wanted to see, how I could do them, because I wouldn't mind making them in like the spring and summertime. So I was just trying it with this one, and you guys kind of went crazy over it. So I figured I might as well just show how I did it, because there was a few people that were asking. And then that way, I show you my ideas, you show me your ideas type thing. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. So obviously, make whatever kind of bath bomb you want. I would probably make it so that when you have your mold, in the bottom part, I would put like a bunch of like rock type salt like this in the bottom, so that you create like a hole that would be like that kind of thing. You don't want it perfect, but in this case I kind of have to make the hole. So if you wanted to do it like this, or you'd make a whole bath bomb and then make the hole, this is how, because that's what I kind of did with this one. It didn't crack that much, it just had a crack, and then I was able to kind of pull it out, and then I kind of stuck my knife in there. So basically all I did to even just get this, because my bath bombs aren't, they're hard, but they're not, like if I dropped it high, it would crack. So for me personally, I don't care that my bath bomb's like rock hard where, it's like cement. I just want mine to be hard enough where, if people pick it up and push on it a little bit, or if they, accidentally just kind of drop it, that it's not going to break. And so that means that I can easily just use a knife and kind of break apart some pieces. So obviously be careful, but just kind of jab that in there and then start, however big you want the hole to be, you can work at it. If your bombs are rock hard where you can't even get a knife in them, then your best bet would probably be to do that salt thing at the beginning, where at the bottom of your mold, that you would create, a hole with the salt. You'd put this salt in, like let's say this is your mold, you'd put the salt in the bottom, then you'd pack your bath bomb mix, so that when you flip it over, you would empty the salt out and reuse it again, and it would create the hole. So this one kind of got a little bit big, but we'll just open it up. But basically what I wanted to create with this is a hole. Like you need like a hole. So I'm just going to kind of dig out in here and create that. There, so I think that'll be okay. I am probably going to use this one because this is a little big, but anyways, we're going to do two anyways, just so that I can really show you guys what I did. So once you've kind of dug out your holes, or do them however way you want, if you want to color your salt, you can. I would, if you're making a lot, like I'm just making these two just because they're extras from like the end of my colors, and I just kind of mixed it all in the bowl and packed them in. So they're not like the nice swirly, like this one's like swirled, where this one's just kind of blob together. So I'm keeping these ones, and this one broke, right? So if you're making like a lot, I would put salt in a bowl, and then the way that I color my salts, and the way that a lot of people color their salts, and I guess enough people don't know this because I see it asked quite often, is how do you color your salts? So well, I don't know if there's really a couple different ways, but I either spritz this a little bit with some rubbing alcohol and then add mica, and then you just kind of stir it in your bowl and it'll color it. Or like in this case, I'm just going to take a little bit with my knife and just put it on top, and I'm just going to stir it up a little bit. I didn't really care that, I kind of wanted them a little bit transparent, so I didn't care if the color wasn't like super potent. I just wanted them to have a little bit of that hue. So, and again, because I'm only doing 2, I'm not gonna bother mixing it in a bowl and stuff. I'm just doing it on the paper towel. So you just kind of go like this and it'll color them. And then same thing with the pink. So that, like, and again, you can do them with whatever color that you want. These are the unicorn bath bombs that I had, so I'm just kind of doing them in a 2-tone type thing. And I didn't do purple because, as we know in the color wheel, red and blue make purple, so you can kind of see it almost has a purpley undertone to it as well. So that's why I didn't do purple, because I knew that these 2 colors in some areas would create the purple. So you have to kind of be smart with your color wheel as well when you're creating, overall when you're creating. There's some colors that don't go well together, that clash, right? And so if you don't know your color wheel, you would not know that. And then you make a product and it's not appealing to the eye. And that could also be, you know, a reason why maybe you don't sell something. Or so anyways, getting back to this. So I'm just going to scooch this over a little bit and I'm going to bring this bath bomb in. So you want to make sure that it's like cleared out. Oh, and I'm actually just going to pop my, I just put a little bit of melt and pour soap in the bottom. So I'm just going to go pop this in the microwave. So you need melt and pour soap, the way that I do it anyways. And when I poured this one here, I actually from the little container just poured it on and it would leak like on the sides. And yeah, like you can't really peel it off or it's gonna actually peel, like you can see it here too, it kind of like leaked on the side. So I decided that I was gonna use these little pipettes for this time. Because like I said, it was the first time that I ever made it, so I would not know, you know, little tricks and tips about it. So that's what I'm going to do this time and see if it's actually not going to leak on the sides. And that's why I like the hole, because it's going to keep it from leaking on the outside. So you have the bath bomb hole, and now I'm basically just going to take some of the salt and put it in there. And what I kind of did was the middle was pink, and then like on the outside was the purpley color. So I just filled it a little bit. You kind of do it like in a 2-stage, okay? And then I kind of just put a little bit on the edge here. And it's okay if like some goes in the middle, but you don't want like the blue, but you don't want too much. You kind of want to be a distinct like blue and then pink in the middle. Okay, so let's try that first. Now, I'm going to put this down, and I hope that you guys are still going to be able to see. So I have my melt and pour soap, and I'm just going to use my pipette and grab some soap. And I'm going to bring this up closer so you guys can see. And then I'm just going to start pouring that on top. And that is what is going to hold everything into place. Now it is making some bubbles, but I think they're going to subside and I won't really need rubbing alcohol. So with using the pipette, you can easily get close to the edge and that it won't like leak down like I did the first time. So if you had a bigger pipette, you could grab a lot more, but I do not. So just slowly put a little bit all the way around. And then once you've got a lot, just kind of add the rest of whatever you have and then top it off again. And that's how you're going to kind of, sorry, I know I'm in the way there. That's how you're going to kind of create that, you know, that it doesn't look like this. I kind of did it a little bit, but see how like that little piece there kind of looks like more on top, whereas in the middle it looks more still kind of hasn't been picked at type thing, like if you were to break open an actual rock and see like crystals and stuff. So it's that look, and I wanted to do that a little bit more, so I'm kind of doing that there. And then a little bit more so that we can create that on the outside as well. So I just put a little bit on the edge, and because it's not a big surface, it's going to dry quickly, so you don't want to do too much in one shot. So do like a little section, push a little bit of the the salt in, and then that way you're not going to just grabbing a little bit more for this side, and you want to kind of get on the edge there too, so make sure. And your thing is gonna get clogged, but it's okay. And just kind of push those little pieces in. I know it's hard to see looking up from on top, but wherever that you see a little bit of like fresh soap, I guess you want to call it, I'm just pushing out. So if it does get clogged, which is really gross, it looks like a big Z, just pull across from it and it'll all kind of come out like a pimple. Okay, and then you can you'll be able to grab some more soap. I don't know, it's still clogged in there, so I'm just gonna grab a new one. My soap's getting pretty thick there, so just a little bit over here. I'm just gonna add a few more dots of glue, if you want to call it, because that's basically what it is, what it's acting like. And I think that that's gonna be about it, because even my melt and pour is getting a little bit okay. So then what I would probably still do, I'm gonna pop this back for 2 seconds. What I'm still going to do, just because now, well, you could put rubbing alcohol on it, but I'd be scared that the color would kind of go away. So what I'm doing is just putting like a few drops here and there, and then quickly, whoop, I don't want that. And then quickly shooting it with some of the glitter. And that's how you're gonna get like that shiny, which I find makes it, you know, it just gives it that extra glow. And then I've got my new Brambleberry glitter, Silver Rainbow. And I'm just going to grab, just with my knife here, I'm just gonna, just to say grab a little bit, because you don't want to overdo it either. It's just to say. Those few little specks makes it super, super shiny. So that's the main part. I don't think I need to do a second one, eh guys? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So now we're gonna do the outside. And I'm really sorry, but I don't see any of the comments. I had to move that. I don't see any of the comments. That's the second time that I can't see anything. I can only see it afterwards. So any questions that are being asked or whatever, I will answer them once I upload it, because that's when I can see it. So that little line, I don't know what I was anyways, that little line on the outside could be any color you want. If you wanted it to be silver, gold, like whatever color you know your theme is going to be, you can do that. You could do 2 lines too, or whatever. Like I've seen it tons of different things. So what I did, and this is just from the first one that I did, so I put a little bit of my my mica, my colorant, and then you just, and this is how you paint your bath bombs, okay? So for the people that are wondering how they do like the skull paintings and all that kind of stuff, this is how they're doing it. So you have your little bit of colorant, you have a little bit of rubbing alcohol, okay, and you just, I don't need a lot because I'm literally just painting around, but you just put a little bit in there. And you can reuse it. So let's say you've been working on it and now you have to go do supper, or you have to go do stuff. Just let it dry. That's all it was. And then just add a little bit more rubbing alcohol and it'll go back into like a paint kind of thing. Okay, so do that. And then you're just going to take the bath bomb, and on the edge, you are just simply going to paint a line. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I found that the less perfect it was, the better it looked. wherever there's like little cracks kind of thing, just go and put paint in there. If like right here it did leak, just to say, you can see it's kind of shiny, it'll still go over it. I find it just looks a little bit more translucent, and don't have your paintbrush soaking wet in it, or I find it kind of like leaks a lot. So I just kind of go around, and like I said, this is like, so this one's the second one that I did. This may not necessarily be the best way. I don't know if this is the way that people have been doing it. I have no idea. I've just seen them, and my mind can easily figure things out. And so that's just how I decided that it was going to be done. Okay, so any little, like right here isn't dark enough, so I'm just kind of adding. And that's it. And like, it doesn't, I mean, there's a few pieces that fell, but it really doesn't fall off, but you still have that look of, you know, stone, where I find this one here, I didn't put enough, there's too much soap there, right? Like I liked this area better, like right here, so that's what I did. I made it more stone-like. So that's what it is. It's super shimmery. It's perfect for the unicorn, geode, whatever they're called, fancy crystals. So I hope that that helps. And if anybody wants to know how I did the little swirly unicorn thing, I'm going to upload. I did a video of it when I was doing it yesterday. I just didn't do it talking because I didn't feel like it. It was late. So I'm going to add both of the videos together, and I will put that on YouTube so you guys can watch the whole thing. All right, so I hope that that helped. I know it helped me even doing it again. It made it a lot more clear and stuff, and better. I think even just the difference in these two, there's a huge difference. So, like I said, hope that helped. If there's any questions, I'll be able to answer them once I upload the video. I'll talk to you guys soon.